All right, welcome to another installment of Math Basics with Mr. Besh. Today we have another union of equations and geometry. What we got to do is set up the equation and solve here for x of this following triangle. Now, what we have as a given, first we have a triangle. Every single triangle, if you take the three angles inside, they need to add up to be 180 degrees. And that's just a given fact. The other thing that I know is that one of the angles is 110 degrees, but two of the angles are algebraic expressions, 2x here and 5 times the quantity x minus 7 here. The first thing I need to do is set up. So I take all three angles and I add them together. So now 2x plus 5 times the quantity x minus 7 plus 110 here have to add up to be 180 degrees. All right, so my first step here in solving this equation is to do the distributive property. Anytime you have an equation in which you see a number in front of a set of parentheses, you're going to do the distributive property first. So 5 times x is going to give us positive 5x, and 5 times negative 7 is going to give me negative 35. Now after I'm done with that, now I have to move on to my second step. Do you notice that there are 4 terms on the left? 2 of these terms have x's and 2 of them do not. Now what I do is I take the terms that have x's, I look at the coefficients in front, 2 and 5, both positive, so I combine them together to make 7x's. Then I look at the numbers that do not have a variable. This is negative 35 because of the minus sign in front of it, and this is positive 110. I combine them together. Negative 35 plus 110 give us a positive 65. And all of this is equal to 180. So now what I just did was I took a complicated equation and I made it a simple two-stepper. Now from here, this is a piece of cake. You do the opposite of plus 65 to both sides, which is minus 65, and that gives us 7x is equal to 115. And then finally, we wrap it up by doing the opposite of multiplying by 7, which is dividing both sides by 7. And 115 divided by 7 gives us 15 for the value of x. But we're not done, because once we identify that the x value comes out to be 15, then we go back to our original triangle and we identify the angles. Now, we already knew the top angle is 110. This angle here is 2x. That means 2 times x, and if the x value is 15, we substitute it in here, and 2 times 15 gives us 30 degrees. Likewise, we take the 15 here and we insert it or substitute it right there in the parentheses. So now you got 15 take away 7, which is 8. And 5 times 8 gives us 40 degrees for this angle. Now remember, easy way to check our work. We know these three need to add up to be 180 degrees, and 110 and 30 and 40 do. And that is that. That is solving equations with a little help from geometry. I hope you found this both helpful and informative.